Hello everybody and welcome to EFP Drone Footage. What we're looking at is a Gaussian Splatt of the area in Waterloo, Crosby, known as Potter's Barn Park. This park was built or opened in 1816 in commemoration for the Battle of Waterloo. So this, believe it or not, see the way we start off just here, this is where the start of this was formed from a video. Right, I'll show you the video in a moment which created this. This can be made from images or videos. So this was done from a flyover from just one video, which was a route which starts off, the route which is designed starts off here, goes up, and then it comes back up high, and then went all around here like this, and to this point here, and then comes back down, comes down here, and then the zoom flies all the way this way, flies down here, and then once it gets to here, it sort of spins around this. Wait there, just let me just come back up and just show you. It comes around here, looks at this bird bath, flies past the bird bath, looks at this building, and then flies over this bench, and then back up, goes back up in the air, comes back around and lands around here again. So that was the flight. We will watch the original flight in a moment, but this is basically just one, this was just one flight, done this as a test, and we can see that we have managed to obtain quite a lot of detail. Not amazing detail though, not amazing detail, but that could be improved simply by just doing other flyovers or programming other heights into the flight which produced this. I'm very happy with how this actually looks, considering this is formed from not another than a video. Okay, look at the detail. All of this, you can just go through all of this and everything. So even though this looks like a 360 image, it's not quite a 360 image. Right, so we can see the detail in everywhere where the drone's basically flown, and that's what we can see. So it has managed to capture the surroundings as well. Everything that the camera's looked at has been therefore turned into part of this image, this Gaussian Splatt. Go over above. Now we obviously haven't cropped all of this out, but this is, as I said, I think very impressive. Imagine this was, I don't know, it could be a nice house, it could be a building site, and this is just one of the deliverables which is possible through drone services such as myself. Now, just let me show you the footage as promised. We've got, which file was it? It was the one called, this one I think. There's a slight crash at the back of this one. I did have a longer flight where I could have, it was like 4 minutes long, probably would have got a lot more detail out of it maybe, should have been a longer flight, etc. So we're going to see the drone take off any moment now. The drone is now up in the sky, as we can see. And it's just about to carry out its flight. So we can see all these little things that the camera is looking at now, which do end up in that render which we have just been looking at. We can see the flight, very simple. To be honest with you, it wasn't even a very simple flight. When it comes down and goes up along this path here, and then spins around and looks up at the bird bath, very technical to do that part. So we can see there's the building. This is shot in 4K. I think it's got an ND filter on this one. But again, we can see there's the main hotel. There's a horse and carriage way, which is just the smaller building next to it. But we have managed to capture quite a lot of this detail. You can see the docks in the background. As we come around now, see, so I'm not even going, the flight isn't even set to go too fast. Just a nicely paced flight. The footage is not even being stabilized in post-production. This is just as it came out of the camera, out of the drone, sorry. We come along as I said, and we do this one's where it's going to crash, so we're not going to quite see in this. I'll show you the next one, but considering I don't even go around all this bottom part, maybe that's why it struggles to zoom in. If I got the other flight in, then where I do actually complete the full circle, if we get that flight in to show you, it would have been even better because we would have captured more data with the camera. So it comes down, and now you can see where on this flight I had to come back and tweak this. This is what I do. I go and test the flight and then come back and retweak it. So this one does just end up hitting that bush, and that's the end of that flight. The other flight which you've got here, I'll show you this. This was done with autofocus, this one, the other one wasn't. So again, we've got all of this. You see the autofocus kick in, then nobody likes to use autofocus. What we do, we come around, see me in the corner here a little bit. We come around, as we seen before. This is all the same. I just want to show you that end of that flight. The end of the flight now. So when it comes down, this is where it comes down, and then goes around the corner. Now again, this is a flight that would have been tweaked after. I made numerous tweaks to this flight after it. This was one of the first test runs of this route, which can be repeated and repeated and repeated. So as we're seeing now, this time we do actually come around, spin around, come back past the bench like I spoke about before, and then we actually end up going over towards the bird bath, looking down at the bird bath. You can see looking down onto the bird bath right now. We just missed that wire, which is also calculated within the drone flight. There was a wire in there, and then back around and down, and then we complete the flight there. So that file would be much better. This rendering, which we've just been looking at, would be much better if it had used that file, if that makes sense to you. So we would have got more detail in these areas, all of this would have had more detail in. So just picture this as just a simple flight, just over a simple, I don't know, as I said, it could be a building, it could be a factory, it could be a building site, it could be just a house, it could be a row of houses, it could be a street, it could be whatever. And that's the type of thing which we can actually do. Then just, which again, if you wanted to, I do plan on running this flight again now, just to see, just lowering the heights a bit, just lower the heights, same flight, and then do it again, but at a different height, which will then give me, because this is the height that it was done at, something like this. You've just seen the height, the actual height flying around, something like, say, about that high, wasn't it? So you do see it. So all you've got to do is drop that flight height by about 20 feet or something. Obviously missing the trees, and we will get more detail, even more detail. And then just obviously going through the settings a little bit more. But I do think that turned out very, very well indeed. I do think it turned out very well. Very happy with that. Okay, so you may notice the bird bath. If I can just pause a moment. So we may notice the bird bath from this render which is done the other day, 3D. This was created taking 1,000 photographs of the actual bird bath just a few days ago. So we can see here, this is just this. So this is a different type of file. This is not the same type of file which you've just been watching. This is just a 3D model, but the detail that's been maintained within it, because it took 1,000 photographs, is actually very good, as you can see. So this is just one of the things which is possible. Just let me just hold the right mouse and just to bring this back. It becomes awkward the moving the 3D things around. So that's the bird bath anyway, from that site, and I do think it's pretty good. I do think it's pretty impressive. So this has been EFP Drone Footage. Expect more to come, and thanks for watching, and speak soon.